Hello and welcome. What a fucking mess this fucking was, let me tell you. So, to introduce myself, you are listening to Between the Lines of Chris Coronado. I am your host, and my fucking God. So, for starters, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot express this enough. I I've been looking on YouTube. Excuse me if I sound a little weird. Um, my nasal passage is fucked. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching, for listening to my podcast. I am beyond thrilled. I can't believe that over 20 people have listened to the first episode that I released. Uh, I was happy when I saw that one person listened, but I got more than 20 people, more than 20 of you listening. I think it was at 26 or something like that, and about six subscribers. So thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are making my dream come true. The fact that any of you have taken the time to fucking listen to this is beyond anything I have ever fucking dreamed of. So, to start off, it is late as shit. um, it is Sunday. I'm going to be. Oh, I'm gonna try to release this tonight, if not tomorrow. Um, I go to work late, so I might work on this and then just release it on Monday. I was gonna try to release it today on Sunday, but it's not gonna happen. I had to go with family and stuff, so I'm doing it now. Uh, so from the last podcast, the first episode, not the last, because there's only the last episode, and then this episode. The first episode, I was gonna try to record it, but uh, some shit happened, and iMovie stopped my video at 1 hour and just took a shit after. So my Mac was like just done for that. Like, so I had to delete it. So what I did is I took it upon myself to get a tripod for my phone. So I have you to look at, and I've got you to look at. So this is gonna be a lot of fun trying to fucking edit this out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. There was a giant mess. I'll spare you the info. I'll spare you the detail. But I was trying to get I was realizing that I was recording all my stuff through my Mac microphone and not through this thing that I have on my hands. So the first episode that I released, uh, I was recording that shit off of my Mac microphone. So uh, at least I looked like I was fucking recording through my microphone. Uh, so at that point, it was more for aesthetics than it was for like actual use. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and my girlfriend told me not to take long. It took like at least an hour just trying to set all this shit up for y'all. So I can breathe now. It's funny because I'm in the podcast and I'm actually breathing. I'm taking a breather. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do some audio and video and see what I can do with this. Like I said on my on the video I released on my Instagram, I'm gonna try to do some video and audio. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, I am a little excited because I'm trying to uh, I'm trying to see if I can get my cousin Anthony and his band to. I'm gonna try to get them to record and write, or to write and record and produce uh, the intro to this podcast. And I'm gonna see if I can try to get them to do the outro. I don't know yet. They haven't really hit me back up about that, so we'll see. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do this audio and video. Um, I got I got my new baby. Uh, I am a plant father now, so we'll see if she can stay on this podcast and be a regular. Her name is Dottie, and I got Dottie at Latinx with plants. That is Latinx with plants, and they are in Boyle Heights, I believe. I think it is Boyle Heights. They're in Boyle Heights, so check them out. Go to their Instagram at Latinx with plants. This is not a sponsor or anything, but it's good to support small businesses. So check them out. Uh, so on the last episode, or damn it, I need to stop saying that. On the first episode, I explain. I go into detail as to w- some of the things that I took with my life and I ran with, and things that I hold near and dear to my heart. Which one of them being skateboarding, which that's what I got into detail with on the first episode. So this episode is going to be a part 2 of the pilot. So the first episode was called The Pilot, and this one is going to be called The Pilot Part 2. So on this episode, I am going to get into detail as to how I got my start with the love for music that I have. So, uh, I mean, it's more of like a. I think it would be considered a like a passion. I would say, because you can have love for music. Anyone can have love for anything, but when you have when you try to dissect something and you try to learn every little bit of this one thing that you're trying to do, I believe that would entail to have some sort of passion for what it is that you're doing, whatever thing that you're doing. Uh, so on the first episode, I got, like I said, I got into detail as to the passion that I have, or where the passion grew for skateboarding. On today's episode, I'm going to get into detail as to how the passion for uh, music came about. And funny enough, it kind of goes along with um, how I got started with skateboarding. And yeah, and then talk a little bit about how I got into food. So hold up, let me take a drink of water. So cheers to y'all. Cheers. That was a cheers for listening to my first episode. So thank you again. Well, uh, Yeah, so I got into detail, or not I got into detail, but I talked about how I met up with those groups of friends from Montebello, the ones that got me into skateboarding. Hold on, let me. This is bugging me. Okay, uh, how I got into skateboarding because of those groups of kids that were across the street. The ones that uh, the kids that were across the street that I couldn't go to because I was on the opposite end of the street. My grandma wouldn't let me go, so uh, yeah. So one day I was able to go, and I took the opportunity because they asked me to hang out with them, to just hang out with them. So I went and hung out with them, like I said, and that's when they started teaching me how to skate. And excuse me, and yeah. So while they were skating, they had their big boom box in the back, like in the grass area. Excuse me, I have a lot of. I just ate. Well, not just ate, but a while ago I had a burger from Arby's, so I got a lot of fucking you know burps and shit. Uh, and then also on top of that, my nose. So my whole fucking breathing system is just shit right now. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to do this. But anyways, yeah. So they had their speaker in the back, their boombox in the back, and I remember the first time I saw them, they were playing Linkin Park, whichever album it was that they had the Gundam logo, the Gundam uh, robot. They were listening to that album, and yeah, I mean, from the beginning, I never liked Linkin Park, but it's kind of nostalgic a little bit to know that I was aware of that band when I was like 10 or like 11 or some shit. No, 9 to 11. We'll just go ahead and say that 9 to 11, and yeah, so they uh, they introduced me to skateboarding and music through you know that one moment. And yeah, so one day I was hanging out with them, and they they were all waiting for a music video to come out on TV, to release, preview, whatever you want to call it. So uh, one of the dudes had cable TV. So we all went to uh, the little back alleyway to his apartment window. He opened it, and he was like, "All right, he's like, yo, like, just watch the video through here." And he turned his TV to where the window was, and they gave me a spot. Like they were cool with me. They just wanted to hang out with me. Like I really owe it to them, really. So they saved me a spot. They gave me a spot along with the other guys, and the dude that had the TV, he was in there. Obviously, he was watching as well. And the music video that they were waiting for was for System of a Down, Chop Suey. And boy, let me tell you, I'll tell you what. It's a very nostalgic. moment for me. It's a very like sentimental uh time for me because like I mentioned in the first episode, I was always for the most part I was always by myself. Uh I had my brothers here and there, this and that, whatever. And then I had to create my own fun and find my own ways to do shit. So, you know, I really do owe it to these guys to show me the ropes and show me, what was good out there. And I held on to that. Obviously, you can tell. I mean, look at this shit. Like, I'm still wearing like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not even a fucking. This is not a phase, mom. It's not even a phase, mom. That shit stuck with me for life. Like, from that fucking moment that I was standing outside of the fucking window of some kid's fucking room watching the video premiere for System of a Down, Chop Suey. From that fucking moment to now, to right now that I'm sitting in front of you guys with this fucking microphone, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I'm doing this shit. And I'm here to fucking talk about it. I'm here to talk about why I'm here. And I just hope that this can reach not just not just to the people that are like me, that listen to the type of music that I listen to, or do the same things that I do. I want to be able to reach out to people and let them know that there's a reason for this shit. It's because skateboarding was made by the outcast for the outcast. Metal music was made by the outcast for the fucking outcast. I am the outcast. I am that outcast. And I I understand that it sometimes doesn't look good because you have things that say long live the snake, and then it says long live the devil. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. I get it. But when someone's been pushed around too much, this is the kind of shit that they come up with. This is the kind of shit that the outcast comes up with. No one listens to the outcast. So the outcast is going to listen to the outcast. And you know, I like I said, I understand that it takes a bad rap, but it saved me. It saved my life. It's kept me off the streets. Like I said, I I owe my life to these things. I owe my life to these, what would be the word, objects? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, so seeing Chop Suey released for the first time, I I took that and I ran with it, like I said. And I remember telling my aunt Patty, and she remembers this shit. I remember telling her, uh, I was like, "Hey Patty, I saw a music video. I saw, or something like that. So this is I'm just trying to tell you how I think I said it, even though it's probably wrong. But I was like, Patty, I saw a music video, and she was like, oh yeah, for what? And she was like, oh, it's for System of the Down or some shit like that. Some dumb little shit. And she was like, oh yeah, I've heard of that band. Blah blah blah. My aunt Patty, and my aunt Isa. are, they're well in their teenage years, so they're aware of the music scene and all that. My aunt Isa was actually in the majority of that music scene. She had her and her husband had gone to see Rage Against the Machine in their prime. You know what I mean? Like my aunt Isa, my aunt Patty, she was big in Marilyn Manson and Depeche Mode and all this other shit, like all this grunge music. I remember being a little kid and listening to grunge music, or not listening, but hearing the grunge music, whole garbage, you name it. I heard it all. Um, anyway, so she, being the being the aunt that she is, being the sister that she has always been. I mean, even though she's my aunt, she's always been my sister. Uh, she she took me to Tower Records, and she bought she bought me the new album by System of a Down, Toxicity, and that was the only band I fucking listened to. Like System of a Down was the band for. It was up to Steal This Album. I was dedicated only to System of a Down. Only to System of a Down I was dedicated. Toxicity, Steal This Album, and then uh, one of the upstairs neighbors in Montebello had given me the self-titled album, the one with the hand. Uh, he gave me that album because he knew he saw that I liked um, System of a Down a lot. So he was like, hey, he was this. These guys were like these super fucking Mexican dudes. Um, yeah, so he gave me the self-titled album with the hand, and he was like, yeah, here, fucking take this shit. You know what I mean? He was like, take it. So I had the self-titled, I had Toxicity, and I had uh, uh, Steal This Album, and I believe the two albums that were purchased for me were, if anything, I think they were purchased by Patty. Like she bought. I think she bought Steal This Album for me. Anyways, yeah. So System of a Down was the band for me. It was the only band for me. It was the only thing that stuck with me. So I can't even check what fucking year they came out with. Uh, Chop Suey. Um. Anyways, I'm not gonna fucking leave. I was gonna go get the iPad and check it out because I'm using my phone for fucking camera, and I don't want to move anything here because I don't want to deal with that. Anyways, so if he could figure it out, cool. But so from that moment when I saw uh, Chop Suey to all the way till I wanna say 2004. 2004. So it was a good while that I only played System of a Down. And my cousin Anthony actually, he I think he can attest to that because I was living with him for a bit during that moment where I only listened to System of a Down. And yeah, so I had only listened to System of a Down, and at around 2004, I moved back in with my mom and started high school. And when I moved in with my mom, she had cable, so she had MTV. That was my source of, that was anybody's source of music for whatever little time they played music. Fuck you, MTV, for fucking ruining music television. Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, uh, yeah. So in 2004, I moved back in with my mom, and I think she had bought my brother Junior a Rage Against the Machine uh, Battle of Los Angeles album because he was into hip hop at the time. He was like really big into hip hop, and my mom thought that, oh, he might like Rage Against the Machine because they're hip hop, but I don't think he liked the shit. Hold up, I'm over here fiddling with this shit. I'm gonna fiddle with this a little bit. I'm gonna fiddle with this. All right. So she thought that he might like the Battle of Los Angeles by Rage Against the Machine. So, like I said, she bought it for him, and he fucking hated it. Didn't like it because of the guitars, the drums, and all that shit. It was a metal band. So he was like, nah, fuck that. I don't like that shit. So he didn't use it. It sat in the fucking car of my mom. It sat in my mom's car. And one day I was like, hey, like, what is this? And then she's like, "Oh, that's Rage Against the Machine. Do you remember them?" And I was like, "No, I don't remember. I don't remember that shit." And then she was like, "Yeah, like check it out." So I took the CD. I listened to it, loved it, and I was like, "All right, add that to my fucking list." So it was System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine. Two fucking bands that I listened to. And funny story, or funny side story. I don't know where I got the photo or where I saw the photo from. I think it might have been in my nana's house in TJ. Um, it turns out that I have a picture of myself, or they have a picture. My family has a picture of myself in a red T-shirt with the logo, like it was like a gear, and it had an R. And back then, I didn't know who the fuck that was, but now I saw that shirt and immediately I was like, "Oh shit, that's that's my bad. That's fucking Rage Against the Machine. That's a Rage Against the Machine shirt. What the fuck?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, like you fucking had that shit. Like, Isa bought that for you." And she was like, "You're a fucking poser or whatever." uh, but yeah. Anyways, like so yeah, like I said, music was a big part of the family, regardless of what it was. Oldies, fucking grunge, uh, Spanish or Mexican emo music. Uh, Hold up, I gotta scratch my ear. Whatever it may be, music was around all the time. So, yeah. So I liked the Battle of the Bands, or the Battle of Los Angeles by Rage Against the Machine. Like I said, I added that to my list, and yeah, shit, I forgot what I was gonna go with that. Um, yeah. Well, anyways, from that, sprouted all kinds of other fucking artists that I listened and still listen to. One big other band that I started listening to from the moment I moved into my mom's house till now is the Mars Volta. Let me explain this to you. If you do not know who the Mars Volta is, if you are not aware of this band, if you're not aware of At the Drive-In, please, please, please try to take a moment to listen to the Mars Volta. their songs do drag on 8 minutes, 9 minutes long. I get it if you don't like that shit. I'll get it. But listen to Francis the Mute. The song Francis the Mute. Oh no, no. Not Francis the Mute. No, that's a fucking way too long song. The Widow. Listen to The Widow. Listen to Elvia Elviaques. Those two songs. Which the first song that I ever heard from the Mars Volta was The Widow. The Widow was playing on MTV 24 fucking 7. I heard that song nonstop. And at the time, my mom had a boyfriend. Had this boyfriend who was like the super fucking like dweeb, uh, or weeb. Well, he was a fucking dweeb as well. Um, some fucking weeb who loved anime and loved music. He stopped listening to music because he turned Christian and it was against the Bible, so he stopped listening to all this shit. But he was the one who gave me who gave me the whole spiel and the whole background of the Mars Volta and at the drive-in. So, needless to say, that was another fucking add-on to my fucking list. Uh, oh, I forgot. Slipknot was another one that I listened to back in the day. This was like early, like 99, 2000. I remember hearing Slipknot. The upstairs neighbors, uh, they 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 had given my brother an album or two, and I had listened to it. But yeah, that was fucking cool. They gave my brother a Slipknot T-shirt. It was uh, uh, like an oval, and then in the middle it said Slipknot, and it was like it looked like it had glitter or something on the oval. It was cool. Uh, but yeah, so my mom's ex boyfriend gave me that whole spiel of the Mars Volta and at the drive-in, and from there, like he gave me a couple albums of at the drive-in. Yeah, so he gave me a couple. Like I said, he gave me a couple albums of at the drive-in, and I played them non-stop, non-fucking stop, just front to back, front to back. Listen to them. It was one of their old albums, In Casino and Out. Love that album. Super super fucking good. If you've never heard of At the Drive-In is a very I want to say almost punk. They're very punk influenced, but very good nonetheless. Needless to say, very good. Uh, and then ooh, I'm gonna sound like an asshole here, but I don't I don't remember that other album that they had. Uh, oh shit, something about relationship. Let me try to look it up. The Relationship of Command. I didn't need it. I fucking remembered it. Relationship of Command. So that one, let's see. Oops, when did that one come out? That was the last album that they released before they broke up, which was released in 2000, and I remember listening to it in 2004, so like about 4 years after. Um, and then also, like I said, in Casino and Out. Um, but yeah, so in 2005, I I found out that System of a Down was playing a show. I didn't give a fuck who else was playing with them. I just knew I wanted to see System of a Down, and I did. Uh, so my mom got me tickets to go see them, and I didn't give a fuck who. I didn't even know there were lineups. I didn't know there was like more than one band playing. That was my first experience uh, uh, at a show. So, System of a Down was the headliner, and they played at the Long Beach Arena. And funny enough, like it was weird because the Mars Volta actually opened up for System of a Down that tour that year, and it's crazy. It- I love how full circle this comes around, but um, my mom, like I said, my mom bought me tickets to go see System of a Down uh, at the Long Beach Arena with openers as the Mars Volta. She wasn't gonna be able to take me, so my aunt Patty took me, and she took myself and she took my cousin Jesse with me. By the way, like I just want to take a quick second to to say rest in peace to my cousin Jesse. He he had passed away in in April, I believe, right before the pandemic happened, and he we we used to listen to the Mars Volta a lot together. We started getting high the first time I started getting high. We we listened to the Mars Volta together, and we try to see if we can get a better experience of the Mars Volta on weed. But yeah, he passed away recently, and I really want to dedicate this episode to him, and I just wanted to say that I wish I would have been there. I wish I would have been there a lot more before you left. I know I'm an asshole, and I know I disappear a lot, and yeah, I regret not being there more with him. But yeah, like I said, I want to dedicate this episode to him. Uh, so I went to see System of a Down, the Mars Volta with him, and my aunt Patty took us, and I didn't know I didn't know the Mars Volta was gonna be playing, and it's funny because they were on stage, they were doing their thing. From what I remember, their performance was honestly, now thinking about it, was one of the best fucking performances anyone that I have ever seen perform. I've seen the Mars Volta play a couple times actually after that, but that specific show that I went to go see with the Mars Volta, or seeing the Mars Volta at the Long Beach Arena, was the fucking best performance that I have ever fucking seen. The Mars Volta. I was gonna say the Mars Volta. Who the fuck says that? Idiots and cocks say that. The Mars Volta, outstanding. They were jamming a lot. They're like I said, their songs drag a lot. They have 8, 9 minute songs, sometimes even fucking 13 minutes. But their stage presence, their liveliness, the way they act, the way they perform, the way they dance on stage is just electrifying. It was like nothing I had ever seen, and I took it for granted at that moment. But now, as an adult, and now at the fact that they, uh, John Theodore was not in the Mars Volta, or he left the Mars Volta. At that moment, he was in the Mars Volta. Now, knowing that I got to see the Mars Volta with John Theodore, IKEA Owens, rest in peace, IKEA. He passed away while on tour with Jack Black. Overdose in Mexico City, I believe. But yeah, so rest in peace, IKEA. Yeah, I take it for I took that for granted, but I feel happy that I was able to at least see it. You know what I mean? See the Mars Volta perform at that day. But yeah, like I said, I saw the Mars Volta a couple times after that. I had seen the Mars Volta. The next time I saw them was in 2006, I believe. They released the Yeah, it was 2006, I believe. They had released Bedlam and Goliath or something like that, and they they played a show at UC Irvine. UC Irvine. I went to go see them. Uh, just Actually, no, not just about. Every time I saw the Mars Volta play, it was with Jesse. And this is what I was telling his brothers, that anytime I saw the Mars Volta, it was with Jesse. It was my cousin Jesse. And that is a band that him and I, have a connection with. Uh One time we went to go see the Mars Volta in San Diego, and we took we took Tavo with us, which, I mean, Jesse and I aren't really cousins. He's a part of the family by blood, or not by blood, by marriage. My bad. He's a part of the family by marriage. Jesus Christ, I can't even think right now. But we decided to call each other's we we decided to call each other cousins. His real cousin, Tavo, Gustavo, lives in San Diego, and we wanted to go see the Mars Volta at the Cox Theater, at the Cox Outdoor Theater in San Diego. So we took Tavo with us, and you know we we met up with him. I don't know if we met up with him there or we picked him up, but anyways, we went to go see the Mars Volta at the Cox Theater with Tavo. That was kind of cool, actually. uh, it did suck, and I didn't think about it back then, but it did suck because we had to leave a little bit early because my mom's ex boyfriend was like, he was acting like an asshole because, well, not an asshole, but he was acting like a little bitch because people were smoking weed, and he didn't want to inhale that smoke and have it show up on a fucking test, on a drug test, because he was gonna be taking a drug test for some fucking job, like it fucking mattered. But anyways, yeah, so we had to leave that show early, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Or he fucking left early. Uh, but yeah, I apologize for getting a little sentimental there. Um, I don't ever. You can ask my girlfriend. I don't ever cry. Like, I, I don't cry. But this is this is something that's very sentimental to me. This is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and this is something that I take very serious. This is something that, like I said, this is something that was made by the outcast for the fucking outcast. And I hope that you can understand why I'm saying this. You know, we we act and we do things the same way that anybody else does. you know. But anyways, I don't know where I'm fucking going with that. Um, who else? Who else did I go see? Oh yeah, I had gone to see Slayer too. I I was into Slayer. Um, I was into Mastodon. I was into a lot of bands. Children of Bodom. Rest in peace, Alexi Laiho. He just recently passed away as well. Um, yeah. Uh, which those few bands that I just mentioned, Mastodon, I got into because of the Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Um, one of their songs was featured on the game, which was Iron Tusk. Listen to that song. Listen to fucking anything that Mastodon has to offer. They are a really good band, and I'm very lucky that I got to see them play at least once. Uh, but yeah, so it was. Oh yeah, Lamb of God too. I saw them at that same show with Slayer. So the lineup was Slayer, Lamb of God, Mastodon, Children of Bodom. Well, it was Mastodon, Children of Bodom, Lamb of God, Slayer, and then the last band or the first band that played that opened up the whole show was Tom Araya's little brother's band or something like that. Third Eye Blind or something with the fucking eye. But anyways, I didn't get to see that band play. But I did get to see Mastodon. I did get to see Children of Bodom. I did get to see Lamb of God. I saw I was way up in the fucking nosebleed of the arena at the Long Beach Arena again. Same arena where I went to go see System of a Down. I was up in the nosebleed, and again, it's funny. Jesus Christ, man, how weird is this? Like, I went to go see System of a Down and the Mars Volta with Jesse at the Long Beach Arena, and then I went to go see Slayer. I didn't go with my Aunt Patty, but I went with my Aunt Isa's husband. I guess he would be my uncle, Emilio, and with Jesse to go see. Yeah, we went to go see Slayer. Um, I don't know. I just again, it's just one of those like full circle type of things. I don't know, whatever you want to see, however you want to see it. I see it how I see it. Um, anyways, we were up in the nosebleed. Children of Bodom had gotten off stage, and Lamb of God was setting up their stuff, and the guys were in the backstage, and you could see from the nosebleed, you could see in into the backstage. And I remember a couple of the guys, like a couple of people that were sitting on the nosebleed, were kind of like walking up to the rail, and they were like yelling at the guys, and they were like waving and shit. And they were like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, blah blah blah, whatever." And I walked up to the rail, and I was like, "Fuck yeah," doing the same shit. And they're like, "Hey, fuck you guys." The band, the band, and everyone's like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? And like, it was kind of cool. Like, it was a cool interaction with that band. Uh, but yeah, anyway, so saw Lamb of God. That was another fucking band I got into as well. Lamb of God, really good band. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of good bands that I got into, that I really got into. Um, and a lot of it was because of like, you know, I got into it because of skateboarding, or I got into it because of my friends and all that stuff. And this is kind of how it all ties in. You know, it's kind of how these things that I love, and these things that I still, that I still like, tie into my life now and back then, and how they've transformed me. I wouldn't say transformed me. That's kind of cock of me to say, but how they've stayed in my life. They were, these things were relevant enough to stay in my life through and through. Because a lot of people, they pick something up, and a week later they're like, fuck that. I don't feel like skating anymore. I don't feel like listening to music anymore. I don't feel like playing guitar anymore. I'm gonna go fucking whack off or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like falling off a skateboard. I'm gonna go whack off or something. It's always, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm gonna go whack off. Well, at least that's how it was for me. Uh, I don't feel like doing weed anymore. I'm gonna go whack off. Fuck drinking. I'm gonna go whack off. I don't want to be a wise guy anymore. Forget about it. I'm gonna go whack off. Uh, yeah. So I still whack off, but I also still fucking listen to music, and I still whack off, and I still skate. I whack off, and then I go skate. Got to do it. Yeah, and it's funny because there's this guitarist. I almost want to call him an internet, a YouTube guitarist. His name is Jared Dines. Jared Dines. He's super cool. He's got some like decent videos. No, not decent, but he's got some good videos. Uh, he's got a lot of like metalist or like metalhead guitarist be like type of shit. Um, or like metalhead guitarist versus a hardcore guitarist, or hardcore drummer um versus like an alternative drummer or whatever, you know. Um, but he's a good musician. Like he's gotten to play shows with like, I don't really give a shit about them, but he's gotten to play shows with Breaking Benjamin, Bullet for My Valentine, and Bullet for My Valentine, not Valentine. So that's a big yeah. So big bands, and yeah, I actually got to meet him once. It was kind of cool. I went to go see the Ghost Inside at the reunion show after their big ass accident, and I was walking to the venue at the Shrine Theater in LA, and I was walking out of the parking lot, and I just see like this dude standing there with like a cigarette. He had a cigarette in his hand, and he's like standing there looking down at some like fucking camera equipment. And there's this other guy standing there, which now realizing that he's like the dude that was standing there next to him, he's another YouTuber guitarist who's like really good. Or I don't even know if he's a guitarist, but he does vocals. Um, yeah, but I saw Jared Dines. I was like, hey, you're Jared Dines, right? And he's like, yeah, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And I was like, fucking chilling, man. Like, have fun at the show. And he's like, fuck yeah, man. Cigarette in his hand or whatever. Um, yeah, that was kind of cool. Where the fuck was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, yes, I remember now. He had explained on a post, I believe, or a video, that he said that he didn't like hurting himself or something like that. Something along this line. That he didn't enjoy hurting himself uh, on skateboard, so he decided to do guitars to like play guitar instead, which kind of ties into the fact that that I said, or not the fact, but kind of ties into what I said about uh, people usually, they'll pick up skateboarding, or they'll pick up like crocheting, or they'll pick up um, doing woodwork, or they'll pick up now podcasting, and in a week or so they're like, I'm done. I'm gonna go fucking whack off, you know. And not me, not daddy. Daddy don't play the game. Daddy don't play that game. I don't know what the fuck I just said. Whatever. I'm fucking leaving it in because I don't give a fuck. Because this is me. Uh, yeah. So you know, skateboarding, music stuck to my life. I hope that y'all can stick with me, friends, family, new friends. I hope that y'all can help me, spread this out, even if it's just, hey, check the shit out. This fucking guy is doing this. I don't fucking know. Check it out. If you like skateboarding, if you like music, if you like food, if you like anything, just fucking check the shit out. This dude sucks. This dude's cool. I don't care. Whatever. Just, help a brother out and try to spread this out if you can for me, please. Because I want to see if my ideas work. I want to see if my idea works, and we'll see. So we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated on my podcast, and I'll keep you guys updated on anything else on my Instagram page. I realize that I haven't posted anything on my SoundCloud. I don't know if I'm gonna be posting honestly on SoundCloud, but I think I might keep it strictly YouTube. I don't know yet. For now, I'm just gonna keep everything because I'm fucking lazy and I'm working too much, and I come home and I'm fucking lazy as shit when after a long day of work. So we'll continue some more of this at some point. Like I said, I hope y'all can help me. Uh, even if you guys don't give a shit about it, try to listen to it. Give me a listen. Um, even if you're just playing it in the background, that's what I did too. I'll put a podcast on and I'll just put it as background noise while I'm working. You know, just do that if you can for me, please. If you want, por favor. Follow my Instagram page, and I will catch you guys on the next fucking episode. Peace the fuck out. I love y'all. Be safe out there. Keep the fucking mask on. I don't give a shit what you think. Put the fucking mask on. I want to go back to shows, goddammit. I want to go back to skating. Okay? Love y'all. Stay out there shredding.